Some of you might remember seeing this game, or maybe you've stumbled upon this logo before, or you might have seen this game. Whichever one it may be, I'm sure the name on the tip of your tongue is Battle Bears. Battle Bears is a series consisting of mostly third-person shooters with bear-themed characters. This franchise was super popular back in the day, but the company it's created from seems to have a rather obscure history that I managed to find. So let's look into the history of SkyVu and the promising rise of Battle Bears. SkyVu was founded in 2007 in Omaha, Nebraska by Benjamin Vu. Ben is an animation major who graduated from Ball State University. He's also the first person to submit a short film for the David Letterman Scholarship. He's worked on some films, his more notable ones being in collaboration with Henry Selick, the director of Coraline, after which he founded SkyVu with his brother Hoa, where they would make quite a few things. Their earliest recorded product is Trucks, which is a children's book. Yes, this game company's first creation was a book. Gather around, folks. You're about to be educated on the Battle Bears lore. The book was about various kinds of trucks, such as the monster truck, ice cream truck, dump truck, and more. It made another book called Kid's First Bible, which is a shorter, simplified version of the Bible. These are the only two non-games the company made. Talking Cupid was a game where you talk to a Cupid who will repeat whatever you say. You can send him a Valentine, make him dance, and even tickle him. That's about it for the game. There's also an HD version. Talking Huggable and Talking Panda are similar games, except one's a Huggable and one's a Panda. Let It Goat was a game where you tap and a goat jumps over spikes and zombies. There's another version with a cow called Let It Moo, as well as a Chinese version called Find You that has a bird. At the time, Let It Goat and Find You were seen as the next Flappy Birds by multiple articles and even Good Morning America. Jack and Jack Vine's puzzle game is an app with minigames surrounded by internet personalities Jack Galinsky and Jack Johnson. Don't Step Lava was a game where you play as a fat bear, probably will, who has to avoid stepping in lava on his way to his friend's party. Rainblow was an endless runner where a pink bear shoots a rainbow out of its butt to stay in the air. Yeah, it was definitely a game. Apart from these oddballs, on August 31st, 2009, they dropped the first iteration of their renowned series. Battle Bears Zombies is a third-person stationary shooter where you play as a bear named Oliver who gets stranded in the middle of nowhere and has to fend off waves of Huggables. Huggables are pink bears who can kill you by contact, and when you kill them, a rainbow shoots from their neck. How wholesome. There's other types of Huggables, such as the golden Huggable and the blue Huggable. You can use a ton of weapons like the flamethrower, crossbow, and bearzuka. Every stage has a boss fight with some interesting bears. The first boss is the Barbershop Quartet, a quadruplet of Huggables and striped button-ups. They pop up from the ground and shoot rings at you. The second boss is the Bearserker, who's a huge buff bear. It should be called buffable, who bites off Huggables' heads and throws the bodies at you. The third boss is the Marecraft Carrier that's wait, is that a unicorn with an udder? It shoots horses from its udder that explodes in the milk when you shoot them. Yeah. The cutscene after you win shows Oliver cutting open the horse, sticking their hand inside, and pulling out a white substance he then eats. The fourth boss is Cold Bear, who seems to be a werebear of some sort. The fifth and final boss is the Zombocalypse, who are a horde of zombified Huggables. In the final cutscene, there's a big black bear that's about to slap its meat across your face, but a white bear named Riggs shoots it just in time and saves you. The game is pretty simple, but it's pretty cool and has a lot of funny cutscenes. You can get it on Steam right now for pretty cheap. Battle Bears Backpack was an app that hosted all of the current Battle Bears content, from the games, to the soundtracks, to the art, and even the Battle Bears movie. Battle Bears -1 is about their ship being raided by Huggables, and instead of abandoning it due to the amount of money they paid for it, they hold it down. It's now free roam and you start off playing as Oliver, who sprays down the pink squeezers with a machine gun. You can also use a spread shotgun that's kinda OP. After clearing a ton of rooms, you eventually get a sword that one slices any Huggable. And after clearing more rooms, you run into a boss and it's the Bearserker again, this time with a mechanical suit. After defeating it for a second time, it falls out of the ship and descends to Earth, hopefully to never be seen again. You then have to fight another boss that's a giant robot that electrocutes Oliver, causing him to overclock. With his new blue body, you absolutely destroy the robot, and the explosion from doing so ironically fixes the ship. Next is Riggs' story, which follows the same form, but his special weapons are a laser that ricochets off on walls and a chainsaw, and the boss is a mutated huggable that has an udder. You know, I'm starting to pick up a pattern here. Oliver and Riggs get on a ship that leads to the world of huggables, leaving Will behind. With his story, he has to venture through the dark vents and rooms of the ship while defending himself from zombified huggables and a rogue AI. He then has to win a memory game which causes the ship to self-destruct, and that's where the story ends for now. This was a pretty good game for its time. The dialogue shows its age, but it's pretty great overall. Battle Bears Zero is the continuation of Will's story. He gets all big and buff and walks around in his underwear while teaming up with Abby. Abby is the AI that went rogue, but now she's fixed. The game had multiplayer where you can take down waves of huggables with online players. It also introduced two currencies, jewels and gas, both of which can be earned by playing matches. I hope you noticed the numbering with these games as well. I'd say it's a pretty cool touch. Battle Bears Royale was their first multiplayer PvP in the series. It's a third-person multiplayer shooter where you can fight with up to 8 players. There's 11 character classes, with 4 being readily available and the other 7 needing to be unlocked via jewels. Old faces arrive, such as Oliver and Riggs, and so do new ones, such as Estonia, the first girl battle bear. The game features a ton of weapons, such as the Deadeye, Soulsbane, and Senior Potato Cannon that shoots potatoes that explode into fries that leave damage over time. Yo, that seems pretty cool. There's also 7 multi-level maps to play on, like Marecraft, Shortest Parsec, and Abusement Park. It had 2 game modes, Team Battle and Bomb Plant. Due to the game's soaring popularity, in the 1.4.2 update, they removed Royale from the app's name, having it just be titled Battle Bears. But this isn't the Battle Bears most remember. This isn't the Battle Bears we all know and love. No, the Battle Bears everybody enjoyed was in its golden era. Battle Bears Gold was a somewhat new but very much improved version of Battle Bears. It was a separate app from the original since the first Battle Bears support was discontinued. Gold had some new features while improving some old ones. There was 1 game mode added, which was free for all, and 6 new maps such as SkyVu, Gold Digger, and Frozen Tundra. Players had a skill rating that increased and decreased depending on whether you won or lost matches. There was also a reputation system where with a SkyVu account you can rate other players. This was implemented to deal with the hacker problem they had. There was also a tutorial mode to teach you the fundamentals of the game. The game earned multiple awards such as the 2013 Best Action and Arcade Game and the Best Soundtrack, and you can definitely see why. This game is super awesome. It had everything a mobile game should have. A great story with great characters, tons of content, and a lot of soul. I can definitely say it deserved the glory it got back then. Unironically, Battle Bears Gold was their golden goose. There are some other games in the Battle Bears franchise. Battle Bears Fortress is a tower defense game where you prevent the huggables from reaching your base. You can use all kinds of turrets like the Zapper, Angry Bomb, and Nugs against bosses like the Trojan Unicorn, Bone Appa, and the Tentaclease. Battle Bears Go was the top-down early version of -1 before they made it a third-person shooter. Battle Bears Overclocked is the unofficial sequel to Battle Bears Gold that was previously known as Battle Bears Ultimate, which was previously known as Battle Bears Pro. It had 6 playable characters, although only half of them were free. There were various weapons with different versions that had different attributes. Overclock only had 1 game mode, Team Deathmatch, where Ultimate had 4 more: Capture the Flag, Test Range, Single Player, and Co-op. There were also some pretty cool maps like Sporist, Neo Omaha, and Future Gadget Lab. Battle Bears Blast was a semi-stationary shooter where you hold to shoot waves of huggables. This seems to be more of a time killer than an actual canon game though. So that's pretty much their old lineup of games, but where are they now? All of these games are delisted from the Google Play Store, and the ones I could download aren't supported or had their servers shut down. The latest being Battle Bears Gold, which shut down in March of 2024. Well, their latest game is Battle Bears Heroes, a top-down shooter with enhanced graphics. There's 5 game modes: Deathmatch, Battle Royale, Mini MOBA, Brick Battle, and PvE Campaign. They say on their website that they implemented blockchain technology. Yeah, if that refers to anything crypto related, I want nothing to do with it. The game looks to be fine, but old fans seem to prefer the old true Battle Bears. I know game companies have to change in order to survive, but I do wonder what would happen if they gave the old fans what they wanted. From what I know, they are working on remastering Gold though, so if that's the case, they can launch the company back to where it once was. And I hope it does. I would hate to see it become another one of those series that used to be good. I'm sure many of you played and enjoyed Battle Bears just as much as I have. It was one of the best mobile games of all time, and hopefully it can recapture the feeling everyone got from it.